What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're talking winter fragrances. It's starting to cool off pretty much everywhere. Even here on the coastline, on the Ember Coast, we've been getting some cooler days, some colder days. Hell, it's supposed to be pretty cold tomorrow. Temperature dropping today. It was cold in South Louisiana for Thanksgiving. Colds are rolling through. It's time to pull out the heavier fragrances. Let's talk some winter designers. I've got 15 in this video that are personal favorites of mine. Not everything's a brand new release. We've got some, in my opinion, classics for this time of year that we're going to talk about at the tail end of these 15. But of course, we've got some newer releases over the last 2 to 3 years that are just magnifique and built for this winter. There's going to be links down below if you want to check any of these out. Let's dive into these 15. Stay tuned. Might as well start with what I believe to be the best of the Boss Bottles. We've got Boss Bottled L'Absolu. So Boss Bottled L'Absolu is going to be a little on the earthy side. It's very sweet, a little leathery, a little spicy. Just super resinous and rich, strong, hot knife through butter, kind of cutting through the cold capabilities. God, this is so good. This is sex appeal in a bottle. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It really is. They did such a good job. I personally don't think it smells like Boss Bottled at all. A lot of the newer flankers don't smell like Boss Bottled at all. They're kind of just rolling with the bottle in the namesake. And hey, what the hell? They're putting out phenomenal fragrances. Hugo Boss has been doing a great job. Even the new Boss Bottled Beyond, I think, is a really good fragrance. But for me personally, to come after Boss Bottled Elixir and fragrances like that, to put this out says a lot, because this is just a line topper. It really is. This is beautiful. This is fantastic for the cold weather. It's really the only time of year I would wear it. Whether you're doing it casually in the evenings, going out to dinner, family get-togethers, special events, whatever, in the cooler weather, you're going to be one of the best smelling, if not the best smelling person in the room if you're going the route of Boss Bottled L'Absolu. Another personal favorite release in the last 2 years, argument for the best of the line. We're talking Spicebomb here. There's a real argument for it. It is Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. Smoky, leathery, very spicy, red pepper spiced kind of stuff. Another one, great performer. This has a slight maturity to it. It's not as playful with some of the sweetness of something like a Spicebomb Extreme or even the original Spicebomb. Or Infrared EDT, which has more of a like pink pepper sweetness to it, gives this kind of fun, bright, aromatic, sweet pop. This is a little heavier. This is darker. This is definitely warmer. And just absolutely intoxicating. There's no such thing as a bad Spicebomb fragrance. I'm saying it here and now, and I mean that shit. Even Night Vision EDT. There's some people out there that get it. That's a good fragrance. They got a bad rap for a long time. The EDP, even better. Same thing happens here with the infrareds. The EDT was fantastic, but the EDP, even better. Real argument for being the best of the bunch for the winter. I think it's the best choice, personally. Really, you can roll with the whole line for the most part. But if you're going to pick one that knives through the cold really well, has that coziness, that date night sex appeal, but something you could also pull off just on a regular winter's night, here you go. Victor & Rolf Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. One of the absolute best designers released this year. This is still, like, I don't think I've had a designer come out that's topped it for me. I've been eagerly awaiting the right weather to wear this. I haven't talked about it much because we haven't had the weather. Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Black Elixir. Bet you forgot about this one. I sure as shit didn't. I've been waiting. That licorice saffron spice, the original 212 VIP Blacks, kind of aromatic, little kind of gin-esque vanilla kind of smell to it. Again, has that licorice smell as well, but ramps up the spices greatly. Man, this is another one that will knife through the cold really well. Carolina Herrera, so good. They just quietly put out two of the best designers of the year with this and Bad Boy Elixir. Two Elixir flankers to their two most popular men's lines. They killed it with both of them. Bad Boy Elixir, that's a top 3 designer release of the year too, but this is still my favorite. I just haven't had the weather for it. Now we're starting to get the weather for it. I will be pulling this one out more, and I strongly encourage, if you've yet to try this fragrance, you're probably missing out, especially if you have a similar taste to mine. If you don't mind licorice. Licorice can be off-putting for some. in fragrances, but if you enjoy a good licorice note, or you were a fan of 212 VIP Black, this is a phenomenal evolution of that fragrance. So an absolute stunner for the winter. 212 VIP Black Elixir from Carolina Herrera. Very fitting because this one's the most chestnut dominant. So chestnuts roasting on an open fire with Stronger With You Parfum. I get more of the roasted chestnut for this DNA out of this fragrance than even the original. Warm, rich, amber dominant, spicy, roasted chestnut, not as sweet as a lot of the others. This one's more about the amber and the chestnut with kind of a backdrop of sweetness and spice. It's really well balanced. It's got a very thick aroma to it. It's a robust, heavy type of smell. Just made to linger and trail and just really, again, hot knife through butter with the cold. Absolutely beautiful. I know we have another flanker coming. There's always a new flanker coming with spices. I saw a picture of the bottle the other day. Got big shoes to fill because Strong With You Sandalwood, the Middle Eastern exclusive, and Strong With You Parfum that came out this year, two really good offerings. And this one, I mean, just, I can't think of another time to wear it other than the winter because it's so heavy. It wears so rich, thick, warm, and heavy that it's just perfect on a cold day, cold night, especially to cozy up with your significant other. Man, good stuff for the winter right here. Strong With You Parfum. A lot of people would argue the best gentleman fragrance from Givenchy. I won't argue against it. I love the Society flankers, you know, especially Society Extreme, but I mean, I'm not going to argue against Gentleman Reserve Privee. Iris, booze, sweet, creamy, woodsy, stunning. Very balmy, creamy, that Tolu Balsam, creamy iris kind of smell that you get from Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum, which is the baseline DNA for this one, for Boisé, for a lot of those EDP, Gentleman EDP flankers. But this takes the best of all of those and adds booze to it, basically. I believe it's a rum note. That nice, sweet, ambery, boozy tone to this with that iris and creamy, just creamy base DNA. Absolutely stunning, great performer. This one dresses up, this one dresses down. You can go bomber jacket, quarter zip with this one. You could go suit, sports jacket with this one, you know, blazer. You can go anywhere in between. I think anything from semi-casual on up, especially evenings. You don't have to wear it in the evenings. It just caters to it really well. Something like this will do the trick. I think this is a more semi-casual, semi-formal type of setting where it's not so serious. Maybe not your black tie banquet events or anything like that, but going out and have drinks, going to dinner, casual, fun night out, just anything where you just want to be the baddest MF in the room when it comes to how you're dressed and you want that cherry on top fragrance to go with the visual appeal. Here you go. This is one of those types of weapons of choice. Just absolutely fantastic for the cold weather. It will knife through it beautifully. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee. Sweet, oriental, smoky, very, very faint base DNA here. It's kind of reaching to tie it to Eros, to be honest. But Eros Najim, it really is stunning. And look, you can get close with Kate Alpherson Untamed. I actually got that before I got this one, and it's like, oh, it's amazing. Lattafa Kate Alpherson Untamed is amazing. Until you smell Eros Najim and you're like, oh shit. That Versace designer Eros flanker is actually much better. Yes. That caramel-like sweetness, a little bit of the fruitiness is still there from the base DNA. Of course, you get your vanilla sweetness in here as well. But it's got these resinous, woody, spiced accords with a nice, hefty incensey kind of smokiness to it. Beautiful fragrance. Man, this stuff is stunning. Stunning. And I heard early on when I first got this, people were shitting on it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, people that shit on it, what the fuck? Okay. It's one thing if you just, it just ain't for me. This ain't my thing. But to, like, run it in the ground and shit on it, what the fuck is wrong with people? What is with some of the people y'all watch? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you watching this, like, you thought of somebody immediately that fits what I'm saying. And, you know, by all means, may they have a Merry Christmas. But, like, to shit on, I don't understand shitting on fragrances like this, where it's like, they did really good work. Good on Versace, you know? About time, right? It's not just a boring flanker. It's got some merit. It's got some depth and character to it. And it's seasonally specific, I would say. Very much that Middle Eastern feel. But, man, do not knock this fragrance at all, no matter what anybody says on the internet, until you try it. Because in my opinion, this stuff's banging. Really built for the cold. Versace Eros Najim. We briefly mentioned it. Yeah, it's here too. Bad Boy Elixir from Carolina Herrera. Iris, leather, spices, of course that cacao vanilla sweetness of the original Bad Boy. The best Bad Boy. And I love Cobalt and Cobalt Elixir. But as far as truest to Bad Boy's DNA, because Cobalt and Cobalt Elixir are kind of their own things. As far as like Bad Boy, the Perp Dazzling Garden, Bad Boy Extreme, as far as the ones that smell the most like the base DNA, blows them out the water. Adds real depth. It adds an animalic leather, edgy, spicy leather to it with iris of all things. And it's not overrun with the iris, but it's not overrun with any of the base DNA either. This stuff is so good. Man, it really is. And the iris here comes across a little on the earthy, waxy side of things. It's not just a powder bomb. God, there it is floating in the air. Been a little while since I've smelled it. This is another absolute home run. Top 3 designer release this year. 2 of my top 3 designers released are Carolina Herrera releases. That's how good of a job they've done. Not quietly. They're making noise with stuff like this. And they came out so early in the year. So out of season. They came out like end of last winter, beginning of spring. And it's like, damn, I'm really not going to have a lot of opportunities to wear these. I wore them each once and kind of shelved them after that because I live on the Gulf Coast. So, I mean, the cold kind of faded rather quickly once they came out, but now it's rolling back around. It's time to put these bad boys in rotation. No pun intended that I'm holding a bad boy flanker. But, again, just like with 212 VIP Black Elixir, if you haven't tried this yet, get your nose on it. They're at discounters at link below. Yeah, this is a collection additive right here. This is one that should go in the collection. If you like any of the previous work in this line, in my opinion, the best work in the line. Great performer. Bad Boy Elixir. Okay, I understand the complaint of how ridiculously expensive this is. I got this 60 ml in the low 100s. I saw the 100 ml or the 200 ml. One of them's like 173 from discounters right now. These designer prices are crazy. They are crazy. And I know y'all are going to say Dumont Nitro Elixir. And it does get close. But MYSLF L'Absolu stands on its own. This is better. Nitro Elixir from Dumont is fantastic. I would suggest that for those of you that want the affordable route. I strongly suggest that for this time of year as well. But you get much more cardamom spice here. And believe it or not, quality comes across a little bit better with the YSL fragrance. I know, that's crazy to hear. It's crazy for me to even say. But yeah, this is one of the best releases of the year. I was very much impressed. I think this blows the other two, the EDP and the Parfum, are very mass appealing. This still takes that, but adds real depth. This is a much deeper take on that fragrance. It's just far superior. You got that sweet aromatic orange blossom DNA with a beautiful cardamom note. It really shines here. And it's not the cardamom of La Nuit de l'Homme that makes it spicy powdery. It just gives kind of this aromatic fresh spice. More so than just warming up the fragrance. But this is a heavier fragrance. It does have a lot of spice to it. Even though it still has a decent level of freshness. I think if you want something that's not just super warm and cozy, but still has the potency and the depth and kind of the profile appeal for the cold, that's where this comes in. Pricey shit, though, even from discounters. It's wild what they're charging for some of these designers now. So I get it. And yes, Nitro Elixir will get you close. I had that before I had this. But once I got this, it's just like with Eros Najim. It's like, oh, they're not exactly the same. And this is better. But this is also more expensive. So keep that in mind. But, if you've tried this, I bet we're here. Because this shit's banging. One of the best designers released this year. Easily. Yves Saint Laurent, MYSLF L'Absolu. Guys, this one's different. Dolce & Gabbana stepped out their comfort zone with this one. Dolce & Gabbana K Parfum. Caramelized fig and sandalwood with licorice. And you do get those 3 base notes that they give you, but it's also still kind of got that kind of earthy, slightly leathery tone from the Eau de Parfum Intense that came out previously. But this is so much better. The sweetness that they give you balances a lot of that bitter fruitiness and earthiness that you got from the Intense. This is the best in the line, I think. Oh, a little smoked, powdery as it dries. Deep here, and it's heavy. It's on the warm side. The fruitiness, this caramelized fig note. It's like a sweet, like thick fruit. It's not as bitter as the Intense. There's a little bit of bitterness here, but it's a thick juiciness that goes hand in hand with this light smoky accord I get, that light earthy, slight leather accord from the previous version, like I was saying before. And I think that's kind of the licorice playing hand in hand to kind of give it that darker feel, but it doesn't really spice it up too much. But this was a surprise for me. I slept on this one and slept on this one because, again, the price even from discount was $100 easy. And finally pulled the trigger and I was like, oh, damn. This is the best one. It blows the Intense away. And I actually always liked the original, the EDT. And the EDP was always my favorite. But it's not even close. It's not even close. For the cooler weather, this is a sleeper pick for a lot of people because not a lot of people have given this one a chance, I'm sure. And it's quietly one of the better designers released this year. Again, Dolce & Gabbana K, Parfum. I definitely prefer it to Le Male Elixir. Le Male Elixir L'Absolu. I do like the fruitiness. I like the enhanced spice. But you still get that honeyed sweetness, powdered tonka bean, aromatic, a little bit green. You still get Le Male Elixir plus a little fruitiness and added spice, basically. So good. So good. Powdery, spicy, fruity, aromatic. Kind of the way you can look at that. It is really good. Great performance, too. Beastly stuff, just like Le Male Elixir. This is a good one. This is really good. And some people ask me about 9 p.m. Elixir. Kind of, sort of. But, again, that's kind of like this, but kind of its own thing. Not so much. Really, when it comes down to, if you want Le Male Elixir L'Absolu, you're going to have to get Le Male Elixir L'Absolu. 75 ml goes a long way. That's why I just buy the 75 mls most of the time. And because this is like 3 sprays is plenty. Is plenty out of this one. 5 sprays to 7 sprays, you're feeling frisky. And you want to choke somebody out with your fragrance because this shit is strong. Strong. You will wear your own nose out because you might even choke yourself out. It's very aromatic. Worth checking out. Built for the cold. 'Tis the season for this. High level of compliment. Like the compliment factor, really strong. Le Male Elixir L'Absolu. Got a special event to go to this winter. Oldie but a goodie. One of the greatest designer fragrances ever created. The ultimate version of it. Dior Fahrenheit. No argument. All-time great men's fragrance. Even if you don't like Fahrenheit, you got to respect the game, right? It took the world by storm when it came out, and to this day, there's a lot of guys that swear by Fahrenheit. But Fahrenheit Le Parfum, I think most can agree, ultimate version. This is Black Frieza right here, guys. It's Perfect Cell. I can go through all the Dragon Ball analogies. It's Ultra Ego mixed with Ultra Instinct Gogeta for the newest series. It's like these final forms, you know what I mean? Very boozy. Rum, licorice, violet leaf. Just, it dials that leather back quite a bit. The petroleum accord that you always got from the violet in the original, smoothed out, because this is just a smoother fragrance. This is almost the perfect designer for a semi-formal on-up situation with your attire. Special events and everything. Performance is fantastic. It's strong. It lingers. It's very present and prominent, but not an overwhelming fragrance if you're easy on it. This is the less is more type of fragrance. You don't need to bathe in this son of a bitch. 3 to 5. Because in the settings I'm talking about, it's not a small room, right? A big open enclosure. You can get a little bit more going. You can get a little bit friskier, but you don't want to do a 10 to 15 spray routine with a fragrance like this. This is one in those settings where you don't want to be the guy that smelled like he bathed in cologne. So you want it to hit them. You want them to get it, but you don't want it to overwhelm those that you come up to, because it will, as you walk up to somebody, help state your presence. It's strong. It's really strong. almost leaves me speechless when I smell this. That's how good it is. More of a special occasion fragrance, at least for me, in my opinion. But if you have some of those situations coming up, and let's say you have this, time to dust it off. Let this be the weapon of choice for that situation. If you've never tried this, and maybe you've tried some of the flankers in the past, I can assure you, most will agree, and you probably will think this when you try it. Holy shit, this is the best Fahrenheit. And I haven't tried them all, but I still can comfortably say that, because it seems like most people seem to agree with me from what I've seen over the years, because it's not some new fragrance. But you can still get it a little over $100 for the 75 ml. It's worth it. Even if you're going to be situational with it like I am, it's worth it because it's that freaking good. Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum. A modern classic for the cooler weather. Do you like iris fragrances? We've got a few of them in this video, but Prada L'Homme Intense, probably one of the best, like, rocket every day in the winter type of iris fragrances. You still have that clean lavender iris combo from the original, but here you have this moist patchouli leather accord combination that gives it a rich depth, a thickness to it. It cuts through the cold well. It lingers. It wears heavier than Prada L'Homme and Prada L'Homme Low and Prada L'Homme Absolu and so on, Water Splash. They're lighter fragrances. Like they wear lighter. This wears heavy. This one's good. This one's real good. This one's real good. This has always been hyped. This has always gotten love. Hype kind of cooled off. I haven't really heard too many people mention it in the last year or so. But, bull buddy. When the winter rolls around, that's when old TLTG likes to pull this one out once or twice. And I don't recall wearing it last winter, so I want to make it a point to get at least one wearing in this particular winter, because this stuff deserves some respect. This is a blast from the relatively modern past. It's not like it's some super old fragrance, but for many winters, in the earlier days of fragrance content, before TikTok existed and shit, this was on everybody's winter list. It's on mine this year, too. Prada L'Homme Intense. Okay, 3 classics. These last 3. This is my 5.1 ounce bottle. I do have a recent PR bottle because they did bring it back. It went away for a while. And this is a hype beast of the past. Not too far back in the past, but Wanted by Night. My gigantic 5.1 ounce bottle I've had for 6 or 7 years now. I don't wear it that often because it's, you know, they've made so many Wanted flankers since this one that I like more. But the respect that needs to be thrown at this one for the hype that it reached, the level of peak greatness in this community that it reached at one point, I think it still deserves the love and respect. And if you've got it, rock it. If you never had it before, it's pretty easy to find again. It's warm and spicy. It's a little ambery tobacco. It's almost like a cousin to Dolce & Gabbana the One in many ways, because it's ambery and tobacco. It's sweet, but this one gives you a lot more cinnamon spice and everything nice, right? That is fantastic. It's been a little while. Man, it's good. That is good. That is good. Real good. So good that I felt I wanted to pick a few modern classics, hype beasts of winters past in this community. And this was top of the list. That's why it's the first one we're talking about. If you've never tried this, you should. If you like the Most Wanted Parfum, you like any of those Most Wanteds, you need to bring it back a few years to this one first. Respect the elders in the Wanted line, right? Azzaro, Wanted by Night. Let's bring it back this year. Mount Rushmore fragrance for me for nostalgic reasons. The fragrance I used to wear to school dances when I was a kid. Some of you know right away because you're fans of the channel and you've heard in the past me talk about this. You young fellas that think it smells like an old man, sit down and shut the fuck up. I ain't talking to you. But all you grown-ass men, Polo, dubbed over the years Polo Green, but for decades it was just called Ralph Lauren Polo. Money, green and gold. Money, the smell of success, the smell of a grown-ass man. Not an old man, you little bastards. A grown-ass man. Somebody successful. Smells of success. Earthy green, piney tobacco and aromatic. This is timeless. They've redesigned the bottle. This is the last rendition, the previous rendition, before they redesigned the Polo bottles. All the different Polo ones, they have the flat base cap now. It's not the rounded cap anymore. But same fragrance. It's been reformulated 1,000 times because it's, 5 decades old now. Smoky, earthy, woodsy, pine green, earthy green, aromatic and bright. Little spiced green spices too, not peppers and stuff. Green spices, just beautiful. Great performer too. People are, oh, it's watered down, it's not what it used to be. This shit's still a beast. It's still a beast. Do you need 30 hours? No. The 10 to 12 this will give you easily is plenty. It's plenty. But I needed to project for the entire 12 hours. Well, just crack the damn atomizer off and be the guy that bathed in the cologne and literally bathe in it. It'll project for 12 hours. Maybe. I don't know. But aside from the jokes, I'll never not recommend this from a time or two here and there. Because it's so good. This is one of the greatest fragrances of all time for me. Strong opinion on that one. Mount Rushmore fragrance for me. I'm bringing it back this winter. Any of you grown fellas, dust your bottle off and wear it a couple of times for old TLTG this winter. And if you've never smelled it, respect your elders. Get out there and try it. It's at every department store. Ralph Lauren, Polo Green. Last but not least, the quintessential Christmas fragrance from Maison Margiela. Actually, I think Buck in an Instagram reel. I think I saw him doing a reel on it. Triple B, the artist formerly known as Buck. Big Beer Business. Triple B. Shout outs to Buck. By the Fireplace. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Once again. But this is so much more roasting marshmallows. I know it says chestnut, and sure you get that, but it smells like you're roasting marshmallows by a fireplace. Not outside on a bonfire. I got a fragrance for that. Oud Vanille from Mansera. That's more of a bonfire. Roasting marshmallows, like pallets burning and wood and leaves and sticks and all that shit. This is firewood in a fireplace. And it's timeless. This will always smell like Christmas. And when is Christmas? In the winter. Bring it back. Bring it back. I try to keep it in the rotation at least once every year. I think I wore it last year. I know I wore Jazz Club last winter. But I'm putting this one in the rotation. I think I'm going to bring this one to Louisiana with me for Christmas. And I'm going to bring Happy Land home for the holidays because I just got to have that. That was EJ's greatest creation. May EJ rest in peace. So this might be the two. I'm going to do one for Christmas Eve, one for Christmas Day. And I think By the Fireplace will be one of the two because Home for the Holidays has kind of become a tradition. Home for the Holidays I wear for Christmas Eve. So, because that's like the greatest Christmas fragrance ever. Again, EJ's greatest work in my opinion. May he rest in peace. But just because it's not new doesn't mean it's not still amazing. Maison Margiela Replica By the Fireplace. Quintessential winter. Well, that was the 15. We could have did 20, but I wanted to do 15 because as you can see by the timer, if I actually tell you my full thoughts on a fragrance, it's going to take around 2 minutes per fragrance. And for 15 fragrances, that's a 30-minute video with intro and outro. So I appreciate those of you that actually made it all the way through. You're a real one. And there's links down below if you want to check any of these out. We will be doing niche. We will be doing Middle Eastern clones and cheapies. We do it for the seasons. We do all the categories, right? So I like to start with designers most of the time because it's kind of my bread and butter. I still love a good designer. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you leave, and we will see you on the next one.